Is a Springer better than an FX? Yes, essentially. Recently, I have had the privilege of using some high quality Springers. Walther LGU and a Weihrauch HW95, I believe. And the beauty of these guns is they do pretty much what you want them to. Once you've got a little bit better at the technique of using a Springer, the pellets go where you want them to. They don't require any maintenance. They're reliable and dependable, and they're far more reasonably priced. I can't say the same things for the FX guns that I have both personally owned and used. Right, and this is not anything to do with Crackshot. This is me here. These are guns that I have used, sourcing them from other means. And I think the reality is you could sort of apply the same logic to any airgun, right? So I know that lots of people will be saying, well, okay, Chris, what about your relationship with Daystate? Well, the difference between that and my relationship with Daystate is Daystates actually are good guns, right? Daystates, not only are they better made, they're more accurate, and if anything has ever gone wrong with them, it's not been like a major thing. In my time shooting, one problem occurred when, for whatever reason, the little board, the computer at the side, the screen stopped working. I don't know if the gun took a knock or whatever, but anyway, Daystate repaired it within a week. Now, when I've personally bought FX guns, historically, really excited about how cool they look, I was probably a little bit naive. I didn't know what I know now. And that really is that you want a gun that is accurate, which the FX guns that I used, they were not. You want a gun that is well made. The FX guns that I used were not well made. They felt very cheap. And you want it to be reasonably priced. And I don't think the FX guns are reasonably priced. So when I say that I'd rather have a Springer over an FX, that's absolutely true. But I think that there are some caveats. I will probably, if the FX is working, which is a bit of a lottery in of itself, I'm going to be more accurate with an FX. There's no question. But between 30 and 35 meters, I'm going to be able to shoot the Springer just as accurately. That says a lot, I think, about air guns and comparing PCPs to Springers. Let's think about other guns. Let's look at the RM8, the Walther Rotex RM8. That is an absolute beast of a gun, and I've done videos showing that it is almost as accurate as an FX, and it might be a quarter of the price. Again, if you have those guns and they do what you want them to, that's absolutely fine, but for my money, they're not worth it. I have had more success, far more success, using Daystates and Air Arms, because I think they're much better guns, and fully owning this, I am on the Daystate Airgun Support Pack because I love their guns. I think they're amazing. They're not only the most beautiful things in the world gun-wise, they're also the most accurate. But I would also put Air Arms at like a close second in terms of how good their guns are to use, how well built they are, and how accurate they are. So when it comes to the video title, is a Springer better than an FX? They absolutely can be. For me, you need to consider things like the financial investment that you're making and the actual joy that you get from using the gun. when I have owned FX guns and they've gone wrong and I've had to take them back, the feeling that you've just wasted a significant proportion of your savings on a dud doesn't feel very good. And I would feel a lot better knowing that for a much, much smaller investment, I can have just as much fun, be almost as accurate, but not have any of the worry of the gun going wrong at a later date. Now, the final point that I want to address just real quick is that some of the comments that I receive about my shooting, and it seems to be particularly on the videos where I shoot day state, I get lots of people telling me that they can shoot far more accurately than that. And my answer would be, well, great. Please upload the evidence of you shooting it. But remember, if you're not using a sub 12 foot-pound gun, your argument doesn't count. Because if it's people from America, where you have higher powered guns, you would expect that you're going to be able to get higher levels of accuracy because of the velocity with which your pellet leaves the barrel of the gun. That just is physics. That makes complete sense to me, right? And again, fair play. If you can shoot better than me, that's cool. But I would love to see it, right? I would really be interested in seeing the levels of accuracy that you can get. The final thing that I'll say is these are just my opinions, all right? And my opinions have been gained through experience. And sure, the finance and the financial aspects play a role, but I'm also saying this from a position of someone who's been lucky enough to use a whole host of guns over the last year. Now, it might be that, and I have to be honest about this, it might be that maybe FX guns are not really suited to being sub 12 foot-pounds. That could be a possibility. But I don't have a license, so I'm only shooting sub 12 foot-pounds. But I know for a fact that for a tiny, tiny investment, you can have amazing fun with a Springer, and you can be almost, well, up to a certain distance, you can be as accurate as you would be if you were using a 2 grand FX. At least that's me. So that's it for today. There are going to be more videos soon. I am going to be doing quite a detailed review of a tuned Weihrauch Springer. So that's something to look forward to. And we're coming up to the anniversary of the channel. So there's going to be some important anniversary videos coming up. That's it. I would welcome your comments, good or bad. I think that when someone offers their opinion, although obviously no one's asked for it, I have to be open to any criticism or critique that might be coming my way. And that's absolutely fine. You know, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and I'll try and respond to them all. At the end of it all, the number one thing when you're using an air gun is that you're always safe and other people are safe. But I think the second most important thing behind that is that you're having fun, right? And what goes into having fun may be different for different people. And part of that may involve the financial investment that you put in to your hobby. But using the Springers recently has really changed my view and opinion on air rifle shooting. They've come on a long way since I was a youth, and they're something that I will definitely be actively using a little bit more in the future. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.